Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the January 22nd, 2026 Historic Preservation Commission meeting. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the HPC. Notice has been given in the Montclair Times, the Star Ledger, and the Herald News. A notice has also been posted in City Hall. We are being broadcast live on Channel 34, the Montclair Public Television channel, and we are also being live streamed on Montclair's own YouTube channel. So, Ms. Chasm, roll call?
Yes. Chair Bennett.
Present.
Vice Chair Graham is not here, but he will be joining us shortly, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Reimnitz is not present. Mr. Rooney.
Here.
Mr. Sweeney is not present. Mr. Giuliano is not present. Ms. Kane-Levy.
Here.
Mr. Mixer.
Here.
Ms. Floyd is not present. Ms. Bauer is not present. Mr. Smolin.
Here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We do have a quorum, but we are waiting for the vice chair to arrive, who had an unscheduled meeting that he had to run out to. He should be here later. And when Mike Graham arrives, we will have the election of the officers. So we're just going to deviate a little bit off of the agenda. So approval of minutes from December 18th, 2025. I have to recuse myself because I was not here. Do we have?
No, I have no changes.
No? Okay, well, we do have one change that Ms. Chasm will tell us about on page 1 here.
I believe it's on page 2 under the adoption of the 2026 meeting calendar. It's incorrectly copied from the Board of Adjustments calendar, so the text shall be revised to say the Historic Preservation Commission discussed the 2026 calendar and adopted it as presented. A motion was made, seconded, and passed unanimously.
And the time is at 7:30.
Yes, the time will be as presented, which is 7:30. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any other changes or recommendations? No? So I think at this point, because I'm not able to vote, were you here?
Yep.
Okay, I think we'll hold off, but there's 3. We're going to have to hold off for quorum, so when Mike
Oh,
comes.
no, you don't have to have a quorum to vote in adoption, as long as
Oh.
one person is there.
Okay, great, okay.
I was there.
Yes, great.
So a motion to adopt the minutes as amended.
That's amended. right?
Seconded.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Resolutions. The first one we have is the resolution to, resolution for the demolition of 580 Valley Road. There were I know that this was presented last month, but there were 2 changes to it, which have been highlighted in yellow. The first one, which is on the first paragraph, which says that it is a structure within the Upper Montclair Historic District. And the second one is under conclusions of law on page 3, under D. The Commission's approval of the total demolition is conditional upon approval of the proposed development plans by the appropriate land use board. If those plans are not approved, the demolition approval is void. That has been struck. And in in addition, is as a condition of approval prior to demolition, the applicant shall submit an additional pictorial record of the building, including photographs of the exterior elevations and interior spaces for archival purposes. Does anyone have any questions about that? No?
No.
Do I have to abstain because I wasn't involved in this decision?
Yes, so you have to abstain. So, but I can vote because we actually discussed this in November.
Yes.
Okay, so, who would like to make a motion to approve as amended?
Motion to approve as amended.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the resolution is approved as amended for 580 Valley Road. The second resolution is to retain Strands Engineering as HPC engineer. Everybody has that in front of you. This is Strand's engineer, I believe is the township's engineer, correct?
It's a Historic Preservation Commission specific, so this
Oh,
is
okay.
our engineer for structural or any archaeological, I believe they also do.
Okay, and this is who we've used in the past?
Yes,
two or
this
three-
would be year 3 of their
used
contract.
3 of a 5-year contract, correct?
It's option for 5 years, so we did the first year, this would be option number 2 of the 4 options.
Okay. So has everyone had a chance to review this? Would someone like to, any changes or recommendations?
No changes, and then
We need
approve.
a motion to approve and a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, great. Next up is committee reports. So we've been pretty busy in a way. The first thing I'd like to mention is that we've received a historic New Jersey Trust grant for almost $48,000 for a preservation plan for the police building, the first municipal building at 647 Bloomfield Avenue. This is a preservation plan where we'll be able to hire preservation consultants to actually, work with them to come up with different uses for the building. It's obvious that the building cannot contain the police anymore. They've expanded, whatever, more things, more equipment, more infrastructure they need. So this will help the township give us some options as to why why we should retain it and the historic nature of it. So writing this grant, I spoke at the Infrastructure and Buildings Committee meeting, which was held last week, and they were discussing the police building, this building, and the social services building, and how to best use those spaces and for what can be used with for the township. So I just wanted everybody to know that. And we actually had a webinar with the state on January 14th where Zanab and I attended, and they went over the particulars of the grant and the procedure of the grant. And do you have anything else to add to that, Zanab?
No, we just have some admin tasks to take care of before we can proceed with the work and finding the consultant. The consultant is also approved by the Historic Trust, so we'll need a resolution from the governing body just to recertify that we're pursuing this and have the funds for the match, and then a grant agreement agreeing on the scope of work and schedule.
Yes, and to that end, the resolution should be on the council agenda for next Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday, so hopefully that's on the agenda. We can move forward. Minor applications, on December 18th, application 2025-6 at 540 Valley Road was approved with conditions. Application 2025-34, Jackie's Grilette at 612 Valley Road, that was approved with conditions. Application 2025-35, 14 Park Street was approved with conditions. 2025-29, 164 Bloomfield Avenue was approved with conditions. And on January 17th, application 2025-2 at 360 Bloomfield Avenue was approved with conditions. And I don't believe there was anything else.
No.
No,
Been a
not
little
for-
slower. Yeah.
Okay. The Design Review Committee has been meeting with the owner of the Bellevue Theater to discuss the murals that he's proposing for both sides, both the east and the west. Tonight, we're going to have a presentation. I hope he's here for that, or somebody is here for that. No?
I don't
Okay.
believe so. So I would say we can review the 2 murals, and if there's any comments, they're looking for a letter of support as they go to the planning board, since one of the murals requires a variance for the sign height, because they're putting Bellevue on one of the murals.
Right. Actually, I believe they're requiring 3 variances. So
Yeah.
3,
Mhm.
right? So when we discuss that, you've got a picture of the murals in your packet, and when we get to that, we will discuss that. The outreach committee, since our last meeting, 2 residents in town have contacted me with a group of residents inquiries about creating a local residential historic district. And with that, of course, we have 4 local districts, but they're all commercial. So we, in anticipation of creating a residential district, with a grant, we were able to have an addendum to our design guidelines. So the beginning part of our design guidelines is the commercial district, and the second part is residential district. So we have the guidelines in place, but we do not have any districts yet. So I believe that there is interest now in creating a district. And to that end, I'd like to propose having a community meeting in this room for the community to be invited and to discuss preservation and what they see as the future of preservation within the township of Montclair. You know, what buildings are important, districting districting is important to them. I spoke to Mr. Smolin. He informed me that he did something similar, what, did you call it a workshop or just an information center? A workshop with the township of Maplewood. And I think at that point, we can discuss if there's going to be fees involved, because with the commercial districts, fees are involved when they apply for an application. So I think that's something that I've asked Anab to possibly see when this room can be available. And I was thinking sometime after March 5th, which is the Board of Ed election and our March meeting. So maybe that March between the 5th and I believe it's the 18th. She'll send out maybe a Google poll to see who's available, because it'd be great to have as many people in attendance on the commission, including Mr. Smolin. So that's in the works. And what else? And the other thing that we have to work on 2 things. One is the revision of our HP element of the master plan, and we have a committee already in place, don't we, Zanab? Can you just remind us who's on that committee?
I don't have it on hand.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, I think it's me,
Yeah,
Mike Graham, and John.
I think that sounds right.
Okay, all right. And then the other one is the reevaluation of the demo ordinance, because there is 2 specific paragraphs that we need to go into more detail about facade demolition. And we're starting to see, I think, a lot more going on in town where people become very crafty in, being able to take off as much as they're able to. So we need to work on that. You don't have who's on that commission.
I do. So
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's you, Michael Graham, Steve Rooney, and John Reimnitz.
Okay, great. So I think we have a lot going on. We have a lot on our plate for coming up in 2026. So those are the committee reports. And does anyone else have anything to add?
I don't mean to put more on your plate, but you should also think about what you might want your CLG annual training
Yes.
topic to be,
Yes.
and we can set that up too.
Yes. Do you know when that deadline is for that?
You have-
So we completed our requirement with the 2 trainings we did between the one that Mr. Smolin provided and the Maplewood and Montclair joint training. So they said that that's sufficient for the 2024 year,
Right.
or 2025.
That was in January of 2025.
Yeah,
But we need to
2025.
look forward now to 2026.
Exactly. So we need to complete that by March of the following year.
Of 2026?
7.
Oh, 2027.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then the other thing we have to think about is the CLG grant, if we're going to apply for it this coming year, which I think is due April, or So who's on the grants committee? I know it's Steve and I think Zena.
Yes.
Okay,
Zena,
so can you
I'll
just
send an email out.
send an email out to get some ideas whether we should reapply what we applied for last year?
Okay.
Okay, great. So, for the record, I'd like to welcome Mr. Graham. Is back.
Oh, thank you, Chair.
Or he's here. Thank you. So we have 5 people. So we just went out of order a little bit. Now we go to the election of officers. We have to elect the chair, the vice chair, the secretary, and assistant secretary. So I open it up to the committee. Would someone like to offer a name for chair?
I would nominate Chair Kathleen Bennett to continue serving as chair.
Are there any other names on the, no? Well, then I accept. Thank you very much.
So I believe you have to have a second and then a motion to.
Oh,
approve
okay.
that.
So second, I accept it.
Second. Motion.
All in favor?
All
Aye.
in favor?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I would say all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so for vice chair, I would like to offer the name of Michael Graham as vice chair. Is there anyone else that would seek that seat? No? Okay, so then
Seconds, yeah.
we have a second?
I'll second
Second.
Okay. And all in favor?
that. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Emma. Appreciate it.
And then for secretary, let's see, who should? Come on, Steve. All right, for secretary, Zinab, I would like to ask Zinab if she would continue to serve as secretary for the upcoming year.
Yes, I'd love to.
Okay,
I would
great.
second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then assistant secretary, we're going to call on Janice Talley, who can't refuse because she's not here. So we need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So thank you, everybody. I went over the committee reports, so we have a lot on our plate for this coming year. So, and everybody's assigned to committees, so
Great.
that's good. So with that being done, public comment. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address the commission on anything? No? Okay, public comment is closed. Old business, I don't see anything of old business on the agenda. New business, the Bellevue Theater murals, Santa gave us some pictures. So just to recap, since I guess September, the Design Review Committee met with the owner of the Bellevue Theater and 2 artists who he has commissioned to do murals, one on the east side facing the parking lot and one on the west side facing the park. We met about 5 times on line and worked with them really very closely. He is requesting, and we've come up with a final version, finalized in that the graphics for the west side have been finalized, and the graphics for the east side have been finalized, but they still have to come up with a legend board, which will describe what the images on this mural are. And rather than do an A, B, and C, we asked it to be more of a paragraph that people can read. So you have the images in front of you. If I guess it's Caroline and Scott for any input as to what for the image, and he's asking for a letter of approval from the entire commission.
What is it that you need from us? Just input on the.
Just
the
input,
actual-
whether you,
So I'll just add this west wall particularly will be going back to the planning board as an addendum to their previously approved site plan for this property. They're going to be approving the variance for the Bellevue, which measures about 14 feet. Our ordinance restricts signs to 2 feet in height, so this is obviously, a unique case, but a significant difference. So Paul, in light of Kathleen saying he's worked closely with the Design Review Committee, would like a letter of support or approval from the commission saying, you know, we like this design, we approve of it in this location, and any other ideas you might have.
And I might add that the variances that they're seeking from the planning board, it is a letter of support, not a letter of approval, but it's a letter of support for 3 variances. One is that the painting of this mural, it will be directly on the building, but this is not original masonry, it's already been painted. The second variance is what Zanab just said. It's a question of the height, and Bellevue, which is on the west side, will be a lot significantly higher or larger than what is the sign ordinances approved. And then the third one is okay, so it's the location of this sign, which again is on the west side, because a sign such as this, or a sign, this is considered a sign, is not allowed unless it is immediately adjacent to a public street, public parking lot, or parking lot servicing the building on which it is placed. And this will be facing the park, so it's not in one of those 3 locations. And as public art, I don't think we as a commission have addressed this. I know that there's a new committee that's been formulated, the Public Art Committee? I don't know, what is it called?
It's about murals and public art, I believe. Yeah.
Right.
So they're discussing a potential ordinance. That last I heard about it was a few months ago, so I can check back in. But yeah, so we don't actually have any regulations specifically geared towards murals.
So I think I should describe that this, which faces the west, if you look at your second sheet, the woman holding the camera is actually, it goes around the corner of the building. So the woman holding the camera will be visible from, the woman's face will be visible from Bellevue Avenue. And again, probably half of that wall is original masonry, but the other half has already been painted. The wall facing where the camera and the Bellevue and those pilasters are cinder block. I guess they're cinder block. They're not brick. That has been painted already. And then the mural facing the parking lot is a combination of painted cinder block and brick, which I don't think it's original because it's been used to block up windows or doorways on the bottom floor. Could you flip it to the next one?
This is just where the obstruction is from the existing features on the wall.
You don't have a picture of the?
Existing?
No, I'm sorry, of the one facing the plaza?
I do.
Okay, so, and obviously there are 2 different aesthetics, they're 2 different artists. This one, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but he's done murals in Jersey City and I believe Hoboken, and what he's incorporated into this mural are iconic symbols of Montclair. So you have George Innes, you have the baseball player, I'm sorry, he's very famous, I just don't follow baseball. Thank you. And then you have
Train station.
Lucy Stone, who, and then you have the train station, there's children, that sort of cascading ribbon symbolizes the author of Cheaper by the Dozen and their studies in time management. The back of it, like the background of it, is actually the interior of the Bellevue Theater when it first opened. So you see the proscenium arch, and I guess I was going to say the royal box, but whatever that was when it opened. And then down at the bottom, of course, there's Applegate Farm, and there we go, hearkening to the the agricultural aspect of Montclair. Is there anything else I missed? All right, and then the we asked that there be trees and to show the bucolic nature and the farm land, and then that white right there, that white box is the legend, which we've asked to. We haven't seen that yet, but we've asked that will probably be placed, which will be another sign, which will have to go. It'll be a sign ordinance, but that'll be placed off the mural on the side so that people don't recognize this, because some people won't. There'll be an opportunity to understand who it is and what it symbolizes. So.
How big will that legend be?
Well, that I think should be, because this is so big, that should go according to the sign ordinance. I don't know, how big can signs?
Typically, the letter height is restricted to 24 inches.
Oh, do you mean in overall?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That depends on the storefront width. So for each foot of storefront width, you get 1 square foot of sign area.
But that's a good question. I think we should work with the building and see where it can fit within the building there. Because see that black space on the side? I think that's the bricked up door.
Mhm.
I mean, it can't be overscale, can't be oversized, because this is oversized. And then the other one, on the other side, this is Chatty, his name is Chatty Abu Cinnamon, and he is actually, I think he's the chairperson of the Arts Committee.
In Montclair?
Yes. And so he's done that, and he's done things in Montclair, downtown Montclair.
Yeah, he's done the 180 Bloomfield Avenue, that corner building with the multicolored woman portrait.
Mhm.
I think that's it.
And so, just to remind everybody that it's being painted on already painted masonry, and it can always be painted over. So, what do you think? Letter of support for Mike, myself, and Steve sat on this committee, so we support it.
I support it.
Okay, so is it unanimous then? What do you think? Okay, great. So,
Okay.
Zanab, we will work on the wording for
Yes.
it for the planning board, which I think it goes before the planning board when? In,
I don't
February?
believe it's been scheduled yet, but tentatively one of the February meetings.
okay, great. All right, thank you, everybody. I think it'll really activate that space.
Yeah.
And with all the cars in there now, it'll be really interesting. All right, so next on board is, we have a Board of Adjustment referral, application 2957, 31 Oakwood Avenue, Michael and Cecilia Streit. Hi.
I am Marcus Tone, the architect, not the owner.
Okay, so what I will ask you to do you have any, oh, you do? Okay, great. So you either can, we need to swear you in. I guess I'll have to do that. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth concerning this application? Okay, and then if you would please identify yourself and your relationship to the project.
Yeah, so you can either use the mic that's on the cart there. It looks like a mic right behind you. Or this, any of the ones on the desk.
Testing. I'm Marcus Tong with Tungstone Architects, architect of record for this project. My business address is 28 Valley Road in Montclair.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch Michael Stone?
Marcus Tong.
Marcus Stone, okay, great. Mr. Stone, okay. And your business is in Montclair?
Correct. 28 Valley Road.
Okay, great.
So the subject property is located at 31 Oakwood Avenue currently consists of a lawful non-conforming two-family principal building in a R1 single-family residential zone. The owners occupy the first and second floor, while the tenants occupy the third floor using a separate entry. The proposed 900 square foot detached ADU will be located west of the existing garage and north of the principal building. The ADU is intended to function as a retirement home for aging parents. It includes a primary bedroom here and a caregiver's bedroom adjacent to that.
Mr. Stone, could I just interrupt you a minute? 'Cause I need to introduce the application. But before, with a little bit more information before you continue. Okay, I just want to tell everyone about the historic significance of this property. The subject property is part of the Upper Montclair commuter area, where housing was primarily built between 1900 and 1929. This building is a good example of a vernacular residence in the American Foursquare form with Queen Anne influences and retains architectural integrity, has seen its materials, fenestration, and massing. It would be considered a contributing source in the Upper Montclair commuter area historic district. The project description, which you are just about to go into, about you are applying for ADU, and the reason that you're in front of us is you're requesting your client is requesting a variance to permit the expansion of a non-conforming use. The property will contain 3 dwelling units if the ADU is constructed, whereas the zone only permits 1 primary dwelling and 1 ADU. And with this, you'll have 3 on the property.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
No problem. So the proposed ADU does not impact any existing non-conforming conditions other than the expansion of the permitted principal use of the lot. That's the Montclair Code Section 347-112. And the proposed ADU would only require a use variance as it complies with all other zoning requirements. Because the detached ADU will not affect the existing principal building, all character-defining features of the principal building will remain intact and unchanged. The exterior design of the ADU is intended to harmonize with the existing principal building through consistent architectural details, materials, proportions, and color, while adapting elements to create a cohesive aesthetic rather than creating an identical structure. Features such as painted wood clapboard siding, wood shingles above first floor, 2/1 double-hung windows with operable shutters, and 1 lit over 2-panel exterior wood doors will align in scale, style, and finish with the principal building. For site hierarchy, the scale of the ADU and the gable roof are designed to harmonize with the existing detached garage, rather than the hip roof of the principal building, reinforcing the ADU as a secondary structure. To minimize neighboring impact, exterior lighting will be downward facing. The existing driveway will remain unchanged, and the additional impervious coverage from the ADU will be managed on site through design stone water system by a third-party civil engineer. In conclusion, the proposed ADU is designed to meet the owner's need while respecting the property's character and the zoning codes. The request variant is limited solely to the expansion of the non-conforming use with minimal impact to the neighborhood.
Thank you. Does that conclude your testimony?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll open it up to our commissioners' questions, and then we'll hear from our preservation consultant. Caroline, would you like to start with questions for the applicant's architect?
I'm not sure if this is in our purview, just about the trees, mature trees that are being removed for
That would have been my question, too.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we seem yes, there are 3 trees proposed to be removed, correct?
Correct.
And I drove down there today, and there's one really magnificent oak tree there. Has your client done any research into how old that tree is, or if it's in bad shape, or?
The tree next to the garage, we're keeping that. The 3 smaller trees in the back, we're removing them.
Oh, so the big tree will remain?
Correct. That was one of the owner's requests to keep the
Oh,
big
good.
oak tree. Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, that was my question.
Scott?
No questions from me, thank you.
Steve?
The existing building has 1/1s or multi-paned windows, and you're proposing to put in 2/1s?
2/1s on the existing building.
The existing windows are 2/1. We are proposing to match the style.
Yeah.
There-
I don't see.
There's a bigger picture here where you can see some of the 2/1.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to see in the
Hard
small
to say
one.
in the small ones.
Is that it?
That's it.
Mike?
Just how does it compare height-wise to the existing garage?
The existing garage is about 12 to 14
Mhm.
feet, and then the proposed ADU is 15 feet.
15 feet, okay, got it. All right, thank you, that's all.
Are there any other questions from, no? Or any questions from the public? Okay, so why don't we go to Mr. Smollen's review, please?
Sure. You received a copy of my January 5th report? Great. How would you characterize the visibility of the proposed ADU during the winter, so without any vegetation from Oakwood or Norwood Avenue?
It's definitely visible when you drive by it. It's not clearly hiding behind any structure, but they are, majority of the facade will be visible.
The south facade will be visible from Oakwood Avenue, is what you're
Correct.
saying?
Correct.
Okay, and the visibility of the east facade from Norwood Avenue, could you?
Portion of it, yes.
So minimally visible would be accurate?
I would say so.
Okay. When you're looking at the structure from Oakwood Ave, is it calling any attention to itself, or is it kind of hiding in the background behind the principal structure?
In comparison to the scale, it would definitely hiding behind.
Okay. So I had a few comments in my report. I think you touched on many of them about, given that the ADU is physically detached from the primary principal structure and the garage, it's not impacting any character-defining features. It's in proper harmony, hierarchy with the existing elements on the site. It's certainly secondary, it's subordinate, it's much smaller. Did you consider, in terms of materiality and details, shutters or other features like that that may help it blend in with the potential historic district better?
Yes. Operable shutters, definitely matching style of siding, also the colors as well.
And have you selected a specific window model or spec?
Not at this point, but we'll match the model numbers and styles.
Okay, and the muttons will be articulated on the exterior side of the glass?
Correct.
Okay.
That's actually one of the requirements from the owners.
Oh, good. Good quality windows. And the siding is going to be wood
Correct.
clapboard, you said? Okay. I think that's all I had, unless the commission had any questions. It seems pretty straightforward. It's a completely detached ADU in the backyard.
Just a question, the shutters, you don't show them on the plan, correct? Or do you?
They're on the elevations.
On the, oh, okay. All right, so I guess what Mr. Smalley is saying, that they should be wider, correct? To make it,
They should definitely be operable first and not just screwed into the siding. And I would also consider adding them on the south elevation, which I think you said is maybe more visible from the street, and that the shutters that are adjacent to the pair of windows on the east and now potentially south elevation, those should be like double bifold shutters so they can actually cover the windows.
So the existing principal structure, the windows you can see here on this image, the windows on the rear side, you actually don't see any shutters. And only the main facade, you see shutters on the window.
Okay, I see that. And the shutter adjacent to the pair of windows on the principal structure facing Oakwood Avenue seem to be undersized, and if one were to close them, they wouldn't cover the entirety of the window, right?
I would agree so.
Okay. To be historically accurate and so that, they could function as they were once intended, they should be bifold style, at least on your new accessory dwelling unit here. I don't think we're going to go back and make you change the principal building.
Would you still recommend having the operable shutter on the other two facades?
I would, only because it really doesn't have much going on right now, and I think it could use a little bit more attention to detail.
I'll relay that to the owner.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is the window on the southern facade visible from Oakwood? I guess it would be if it's right, yeah, okay.
And the tree, the big tree, is directly, if you put your
In this
pointer.
area. So I will move my to the civil plan. So the civil plan shows the tree here next to the existing garage. And the 3 trees that we're removing are behind the existing garage.
How large are those trees?
They are, I believe, small enough to not require a tree removal permit.
You don't require tree removal.
I can't really see the size, but I have to check my notes, but I believe so. They are less than 18 inches in width.
Okay, but just to know that that really large tree that's in the northeast side of the lot will remain.
Correct.
Okay,
And that one is about 36 inches in width.
great, okay. So we'll open up for discussion. Mike?
Overall, I don't have any issues with the application. I live near that area, and I walk by that home all the time. It's a beautiful home, and I think having it being subordinate to the main structure, having it behind the existing garage, it's not going to be, it won't detract from the main structure, in my opinion. I think you did a nice job here overall. And I do agree with Mr. Smolin about the shutters on the south side.
Thank you.
Mr. Rooney?
I think everything's been covered.
Mr. Mixer?
No comments, thank you.
I can support this. I think it's an appropriate
Okay.
size.
And I could support it as well. I think it'll be a nice addition. I think that the variance for 3 structures, I don't think it will have a negative impact if we have a potential historic district. And I think the suggestions that the tree remains and the shutters are added to the south side and are larger so that they are operable. I think those are really good suggestions. And I think that those will be our recommendations, correct? We don't have any other for the zoning board.
I think just with the shutters, either larger, have them be bifold,
Mm-hmm.
so that they match the dimensions. Is Mr. Smolin, is that correct? Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Oh,
Thank you.
is there going to be a foundation on this, or is it on a, I mean, a foundation, is there a basement, or is it on a, I didn't look at.
No basement, slab on grade.
Just a slab, okay.
This is required to be barrier-free.
I'm-
Barrier-free
Oh, okay,
on grade.
okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, next is a referral to the zoning board, 84 Clinton Avenue, Stephen and Jennifer Grin. It's reconstruction of a one-story house and a side addition. Hello.
Yes, I'm the architect, Jing Lee, and basically presenting on behalf of the client, Stephen and Jennifer Grin.
Would
Okay.
you mind speaking into one of the microphones, or even the handheld? Thank you so much.
You
Right
have
at
to
the
turn it
time.
on.
Is this on now?
That's better, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so before we begin, could you please, I'll swear you in, do you swear to everything you'll say about this application is true?
Yes.
Okay, and just tell us your name again and your relationship?
Ying, Y-I-N-G first, last name Lee, L-I. I'm an architect. I practice from office in Melbourne. I have license in New Jersey and New York. I've been practicing in New Jersey for 15 years, and my license is in good standing. I have been presenting HPCs in other municipality, but the Montclair, this is my first time working with HPC at Montclair.
Okay, well, welcome. So before you begin, I'll just give a brief introduction to the application. The property is a narrow, irregular shaped lot located on Clinton Avenue between Gates and Porter Place. It contains a 2.5-story residential dwelling. A driveway runs along the eastern portion of the lot. The historical significance to the property is, it is identified as a harmonizing building in the nomination report for the first residential historic district. The property was constructed in 1926 and is primarily built of brick with clapboard on the upper floors. It features a recessed front porch supported by heavy rounded columns. The project consists of additions extending the dwelling to the south and the west, a second-story addition above the existing one-story den will extend the roof of the current second floor. And then to the rear, the one-story portion of the home will be expanded and a new deck installed. And we're here really to discuss the front facade because it's the Historic Commission, anything that's visible from the sidewalk is what concerns us. But your client is seeking 3 variances from the zoning board. One is to permit a side yard setback of 5.3 feet, whereas the minimum setback is 12 feet. And the second variance is to permit the installation of new HVAC condenser with a side yard setback of 3.7 feet, where a minimum side yard setback of 12 feet is required. And then the third variance is to permit an impervious coverage of 51.6% instead of the 50% maximum coverage. Okay.
Should I respond to the review from the consulting architect? or-
So why don't you show us pictures first?
Yeah,
And then just explain,
The project, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, as you have a copy of survey and also from the site plan of the project, I think this is.
I'm sorry, would you mind speaking to the microphone a little bit closer? Thank you so
All right.
much.
Yes, the site is, it's undersized a lot in neighborhood, consists of mainly like larger lot. They are basically it's a tiny lot in a stately neighborhood with neighbors and then it's also, the variance we're seeking, the side yard setback is pre-existing, non-conforming, and as for the it does the existing home, the front yard, it's a 1926 colonial home. It does have the composition of a main facade with the first story den. And I appreciate that composition and then the hierarchy of the predominance massing and the side den. But every property has 2 things in a property. One is the site, the other is the house. In this case, if we go to the site plan, the previous owner, the 1926 home has this gable-sided colonial with this 1-story den. That's the hierarchy. The previous owner did the first story addition. The result is this corner on the west that's basically narrow, and with the neighbor, it's very close by, so that is already at that corner. And it's not usable, it's not functional. Right now, it's overgrown. So I understand that we lose by extending the addition on top of the first story, then I think the best.
You do have a pic, right
Yeah,
there.
Yes.
Can you enlarge that by any chance?
I think the best way actually is to look at the exterior elevation to see the before and after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the lower right corner, you see the hierarchy that mentioned, and then the resulting one is when I extended it, I do lose that or relationship of the hierarchy on the facade. But on the other hand, and I think I'm trying to say is the lot, the limitation of the lot, make it nowhere to go. And if there were a more regular lot with adequate depth, this would be a case of addition of going backwards, going basically the addition toward the back. Another thing about, is that a way to enlarge? Another thing about this house is, even though it's a small two-story home, it's already rather deep at the 35 feet. Anything I go deeper and the back I will lose the interior, the natural light to the stair hall, and this house will basically be very deep and going back. And then if you look at the site plan, and instead of, when I go back more, one is like there wouldn't be much yard for the homeowner to use, and the other is for the views, for the neighborings, the back and the both sides. It's a privacy and a view issue. So this is the case I feel the addition needs to go to the side. If we look at the floor plan, I guess.
Well, can you go back to the existing, the renderings existing, and what
okay.
exists and what you plan to, your addition?
The exterior elevation, right? Yes, let's see the exterior elevation.
That one, right.
Yes, that's the existing. It has the hierarchy of the main massing and secondary massing, the first one-story den, and then this two and a half story main house. And this is the front. This is the back with the back addition that was added, probably like looks like 1980s addition. And this is the right side, the driveway side. This is the left side, facing its neighbor about like 8 foot away. And then this is the addition. I think I do lose the hierarchy of at the front of the two-story and with the side den, but that is a language of 1920s colonial. We're not doing that anymore. But on the other hand, in my addition, because I mentioned that this is, even though small, it's rather thick. It's already 35 feet, basically to front to back. Anything going toward the back, one, they will lose the yard. Second, literally there will be no light in the interior of the house. So right now, the addition actually, it's capped at the approximately the same massing as the previous addition. But intentionally, basically there is it developed a sort of another hierarchy. The hierarchy is the gabled colonial house massing actually is maintained. That become the main massing of the house. The addition is kept low profile at the back. By doing that, the purpose is I do not try to fight with the main massing, which is still a gabled colonial home. And, but the addition is kept low profile to maintain the light to the house and also to minimize the volume to the backyard and not taking too much to the backyard. So that's where the decision came from. It's literally, I guess, simply put, there's nowhere to go.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So we'll entertain questions from the commission first, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Shall we start with you, Mike?
If you wouldn't mind coming back to me, Chair, I'm formulating an idea.
All right.
Thank you.
Steve?
I'm confused.
I think, let me see if that helps. We see the visual.
Basically, you're sliding the top of the roof
Over, right.
I extend, yes,
Yeah.
existing 2.5
And-
story.
Where is that?
I have a question. Why are you altering the columns on the porch?
Oh, the front porch? Yes, the response, yes, I understand. Okay, here is the porch. The porch columns, they are, I think, Mr. Sumlin used the words exaggerated. They are exaggerated if you drive by the house. Basically, yes, they are prominent and well crafted. But while they are, I understand they are like a historic feature. The scale of the columns, it's not proportional for the house. That said, if the HPC determines that the columns are essential to the historic value of the neighborhood, I would recommend that the homeowner retain them.
Wait, can you repeat what you just said?
I mean, I think the porch columns are prominent, well crafted. While they are historic features, I understand. Their scale, they're chunky. So they are not proportional for that particular porch and house. If you stand by the porch, literally they are, I think they are probably 36 in diameter, at least 20, and at least 30, maybe, yeah, at least probably 30-inch in diameter. On the other hand, if the HPC determines that the columns are essential to the historic value of the neighborhood, I would recommend that the owner retain them, because keeping those columns does not materially affect the homeowner's program use of the house. So it's...
So to follow up on that, my question is that porch, you're not doing anything to the porch,
Correct,
remains the
except for the-
same?
yes.
You're just taking out the historic columns and putting in...
I think it's a homeowner's wish to have more slender porch, slender columns that take less space, so to make the porch more usable. But I understand if it's, yeah, HP is concerned, they can return them, yes.
And they are original, correct? Because I'm seeing them in the report.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
I see it in the historic picture,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
Do you have another question?
And then the rear extension that you're proposing, it has a big flat roof.
Yes, correct. I think the reason for, actually the existing home now, it has, the picture on the, 3 picture on the left, they are the existing, the right on the The existing addition has rather flat roof as well, but it's kind of hodgepodge between trying to be slope and flat. So I think the intention of, the reason of having the roof being flat is really, if you look at the floor plan of the house, it's, even though it's a small house, but actually it's rather deep. It's 30 feet from front to back for the existing part, with 18 foot at the back. So, okay, and to have that slope, I think we're going to lose the light to the stairway. Currently, because this home has a very generous landing with bench seating, it has the typical central hall colonial with natural light coming from the stair hall. If I have the roof any higher or even trying to slope, I either have basically another hodgepodge sort of thing, or I will lose the window, the lights to the rooms and to the stairway. That's basically the reason. And then another thing is, I understand that, I think in this addition, the idea is not try to I keep the flat and the profile. Actually, the idea is not to fight with the resulting longer colonial gabled massing. So actually, the addition will have two massing, but I'm trying not to have the addition to mimic the old massing. I will have a gabled colonial massing, but the new, it's like a timestamp. That's the addition. And then for the building material, what I've been proposing, also subject to the approval by HPC and the homeowner, is for the siding on any addition on the main massing, it will be continue have the same clapboard, cedar clapboard, and the same window type, same window language and the elements. But for the newer part, I'm proposing, even though it will be either cedar or siding, but will be have vertical instead of horizontal siding, either by boral siding, which is cementitious board, but the natural wood, or cedar vertical siding. So the idea actually is to have some contrast, but the idea is not to fight with the main massing of the gabled colonial.
So what you're
two-story.
saying is that new addition, which you can't see from the street?
The back addition you cannot see from the street.
But that's
No,
what
you're talking about the main, the
main.
massing, or are you talking about in the,
I'm talking about, I think I'm addressing to her question
the
on
flat
the
roof of
flat
the
roof.
Oh, you're talking about the
of
rear,
back.
of the
Yeah,
back,
rear,
I see.
The one-story part. Because the one-story part, I think I intentionally tried to make it different from the main massing, which is due a 2.5-story gabled colonial massing. So that
are
is
you
the
doing
main
any
massing.
distinguishing features in the front, or are you trying to completely match the current
I think
massing?
I think I can do either way, either to distinguish or to match. But the main idea is, massing-wise, it will read as two. One is a gabled colonial, which consists of the part that's existing gabled colonial, but with extended part over the existing first story deck.
Typically, with new additions that are visible like this, we like the new addition to be subordinate to the main house, or somehow have the roof line distinguished from the current structure. Would that be a consideration, or do you want to go with the new colonial look?
I mean, I guess in this case, massing-wise, there are two parts of addition. One is the back, the rear, that is not visible from the street.
Right.
That is a
I
flat
meant the
profile.
front, yeah.
Yes, you're fine with that. And then the other part is this part. Basically, I'm filling in. If you have issue with that, I think we tried it. I think the reason of we went for this, it's yes, we could do that to have the subordinate, but it's still a two-story. I think what happens is I'm trying to keep the resulting structure simple. It's basically I have one massing and a flat box at the back.
But this is a unique home. It's 100 years old now this year. I understand we're not doing it anymore, which is, I think, ways toward wanting to maintain the integrity of the original home. So would there be a way to do that any kind of addition that would maintain the original
Relationship.
Do you mean
of-
the-
relationship, the original, even the original fireplace, so that it wouldn't lose the integrity of a 100-year-old home that's unique?
Mike,
its
just-
time, yeah.
You're talking about the front.
The front, I'm talking about the front.
Not, this is just the front, what you're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
across the front.
And the side as well, it's losing the chimney and the
That's-
gable.
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that was gonna, why are you losing the chimney?
And the gable.
I mean, I think we could do to have the 2.5-story addition, to have this left part lower, left front part lower. So I guess I would keep that relationship of one higher and the lower, even though it's no longer the previous basic one-story then. We could, yeah, continue the roof, yes, I could work with that. As for the chimney, this lot has good front yard setback, and also if you drive by or you can see from the picture, it has mature landscaping with large trees. So the loss of the fireplace, the fireplace is not even visible in any of the pictures because of the large trees in front.
We typically have to review, though, with the idea that there is no landscaping. We have to view
Right.
as if the building were completely visible from the street.
Without the street.
Yeah, without the landscaping, yeah.
Another thing, all right, if we have the fireplace works well with the existing. We won't have the 2-story and 1-story composition. When I'm building on top of the 1st-story addition, which really I have to, there's nowhere else to go. I'm not sure if the fireplace will look as good.
So wait, are you eliminating the fireplace and the chimney? You're eliminating everything in the,
Yeah.
Yes, in this case, one is
Interior.
yes, because when I build on top of the side, then the fireplace would not have the same kind of charm if you come out from a min-massing like this. It's different. I have the fireplace. I have the first 1-story, then and 2-story building with the fireplace on the gable. This is a character that's
Right.
1920s. Yes, correct.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do we're questioning now, okay? Mr. Mixer, do you have a question?
I don't have a question at this time, no.
Question, we're finished with questions? Any question? Okay, no questions from the public, then, Mr. Smolin, can you,
Certainly. You received a copy of the January 7th report that I wrote? Great.
I did.
Okay. This house has a little bit of an interesting origin story that it was, I believe, and this is really my best guess after looking through some newspapers, subdivided from 185 Gates, which I think is to the south. So they carved off this oddly shaped property and then built this house around 1926. It is a Dutch colonial or Dutch colonial influenced colonial revival house. It's a tough mass or volume to put an addition on, especially laterally, while preserving much of what you see in that picture conveniently from 1926, essentially like as it was finished being constructed. It's great that we have that from the Montclair Times. You see the exaggerated columns, definitely the chimney, the 6/1 windows are visible in that picture, clapboard siding, brick porch. So much of that, we hope, I think, can be kept intact. The survey excerpt from 1985 is included in my report below that, and I think it's imperative that the HPC look at those 3 lines closely and make sure that at the end of the day here we're maintaining the 2-story massing, the 4 bays, brick clapboard, upper floors, the recessed front porch, and those heavy rounded columns, because that's what, when they surveyed this whole district, and there's half a dozen or a dozen Dutch colonial revival structures, but that was what they found to be significant about 84 Clinton Ave here. So we've talked about what the project consists of, I think at length. The standards from the Secretary of the Interior that we're applying here, which is on page 3 of my report, is primarily Standard 9, related to new additions, not destroying historic materials, features, and spatial relationships that characterize the property. I think the wide base and the narrower upper story justified to the north is certainly a spatial relationship that characterizes this property. And as Commissioner Graham was getting at, that new work should be differentiated from old and compatible with historic materials, features, size, scale, and proportion to protect the integrity of the property. Standard 9 or Standard 10 is also applicable about reversibility. Typically, people say that can always be done. I think that to get to my 4 comments, though, the chimney removal I think is problematic. As I look at the interior layouts more, the space that the addition is creating, it just will not function with the chimney flying through it. So I understand the applicant's point on that. I hope there's a way that the massing of this addition can be finessed so that a chimney maybe remains on the upper portion, so it's still visible from the street. It wouldn't be functional all the way down to the first floor as it is today, but I think something could be done. I think that's important that that be preserved, because a Dutch colonial house without chimney is kind of really not a thing. It's not Dutch colonial anymore. We spoke about the second floor addition. It is certainly altering the original hierarchy and balance, I think, of that front elevation. That being said, what's being proposed, I wouldn't say is drawing undue attention to itself. I don't think anyone would look at the house and think that it looks off balance. I'm just pointing out it no longer looks like it did in 1926, which I think is what historic preservation is about, is making a judgment call on that type of thing. The roof extension we spoke about. And in conclusion, in so many words, I do think the proposed addition, as it was submitted, is going to result in a loss of the historic integrity of 84 Clinton, and I think it would potentially affect its status as a contributing resource to this potential district. And this is, I believe, a contributing, not harmonizing resource to the potential district, and this district is listed on the state register and has been for about 40 years.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Do you have any questions on my report or anything I could clarify?
No, no question.
Okay.
So we'll open it up for discussion now amongst our members. Caroline, how about we begin with you?
No, I agree with all of the things that
Thank you.
Mr. Smolin said.
Mr. Mixer?
And you cited that the interior space doesn't allow for the chimney, for instance, to continue to exist on the first floor, right? There's just not the functional purpose of such a thing. Is there a recommendation of what you would do just from a pure facade perspective of keeping the chimney? Like, could it stay where it was and that would be a differentiating feature of the new roof line could be slightly lower and then over from the existing chimney, or does it?
Yeah, potentially, it's good.
Or you put the chimney all the way over on the new build section and completely, far off to the left side or the south elevation of the house.
If we stick with the massing as submitted, where the roof is being like extruded south, extended south, I think there's an argument to be made about rebuilding a chimney on that south facade. Otherwise, I think it would be nice to keep the chimney where it is, poking out of the roof as it was.
Is
I
there
also don't think
precedent for that? Like, people build on the other side of chimneys and just leave it even if it's non-functional?
an exterior chimney becoming an interior
No.
style chimney, sort
No,
of?
more like an exterior chimney just staying and then like in this
Oh,
neighborhood or anything.
people do that, yeah, I'm just saying for this application specifically, it slightly doesn't work on the first floor. It definitely does not allow a walk-in closet to exist on the second floor, so, and then it's driving right through the middle of the bedroom on the third floor.
Right.
So having said that, wouldn't, if there was a different, now I'm speaking about the addition on the front facade, where you're extending that gable all the way out. If you made that a smaller gable, couldn't you retain in height? Couldn't you retain the chimney then?
I think the chimney, the
Sorry, if you could-
chimney is.
The microphone, if you don't mind. Sorry.
Sorry, the challenge of retaining the chimney is mentioned in the discussion you just had. It's for the functionality of the interior on the both floors. It would not allow the second floor Basically the chimney would not allow the current first floor, the second floor. And for the first floor, the chimney will be here, and then that will leave a 9-foot space, which we didn't know what to do with it. So instead of an integrated room, a family room, if I had the chimney here, basically the exterior chimney will become the interior chimney, and with exterior brick, which is okay. It's a feature we can work with, but the space that's left is less than 9 feet wide, rendering that space not ideal. It's more the functionality of that.
And you're not suggesting creating another chimney and fireplace?
I'm open for that, if that's something. Basically, actually, with this.
With what?
I'm trying to say with the, for example, like I think the chimney looks good because when it's on the side of the 2.5 story. But if I extend, basically I will push the chimney to the side and on this side. I think that works.
But on a 2.5, you think you could
Yes,
potentially
basically
maintain
you just extend
the
the same feature. You extend the same feature from the.
Wait, I'm
yes.
sorry, I don't know. You're suggesting that you'll create a chimney on the southern facade with a fireplace inside?
They could. We could make that work. My only concern is really. Okay, first of all, I think to maintain that historical character, it would be masonry chimney. I guess my concern on a.
Repeat that again, to maintain the historic character what?
Then that would be a masonry chimney as it is now,
Right.
which is rarely done these days. My only concern is really on behalf of the homeowners is the cost, because the
Right.
masonry chimneys are rarely done now. They are, so I think. From a composition perspective, yes, like the original chimney on the side of the 2.5, if I extend the roof, it will look good on the new west facade. Yes, and I can make the interior work on both floors. That does not affect the program and functionality of either floor.
So do we have can we ask the applicant to create a new chimney that's non-functioning?
No, they can.
Well, I
It
think-
could be a
That's like
functional one.
this-
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
sorry, what?
The chimney can be a functional one. I'm not saying that to create the chimney that's not a chimney, not with fireplace. I can still create a chimney that's functional, even on both floors. My only concern is the cost, because to
Well, don't you
maintain.
need a chimney for a flues for the boiler and the water heater and all that?
Yes, the modern fireplace does not need a chimney. The old firewood blending, they need chimneys. So, but in this case, we want to maintain the chimney for the historical character, but they only make sense if it's masonry chimney.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying I'm for that. My only concern is the cost on the homeowners.
Oh, no, I totally agree.
yes,
If
but
it was
the-
me, I wouldn't put up this big chimney.
Yeah, 'cause
But it becomes sort of we're creating something that's historic that
Yes, yes.
doesn't, it becomes Disneyland. I mean, that's
correct.
not what we.
Yeah.
I think it would be up to then the commission to make the recommendation.
Right, so
or
I'm
not.
asking to my fellow commissioners about what they think about creating a new chimney.
Well, I don't know. I think we should be, I think you had mentioned that if it were a 2.5, a half-story addition,
Yes.
you could maintain the current
Right, I said,
chimney.
maintain.
Was that accurate? Did I hear that correctly?
No. The reason for removing the chimney is for the interior functionality on both floors.
No, I understand, but I thought if the new
If-
addition were made subordinate to the current massing of the home, that the chimney could be maintained. Is that accurate?
No, that wasn't.
That was not the
Yeah, I
comment, okay.
misspoke on
I
that.
may have
Yes,
misunderstood.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So just to be clear, when we're speaking about the new addition, I look at this as two additions, the second floor addition and then the back addition.
Yeah.
So when to your point, Mike, which addition are you speaking about?
I'm comfortable, I don't have any comments really on the back because I don't really see it as
Right.
being particularly visible. My primary focus is on the front and losing the historic characteristics. I mean, obviously, we've already talked about the columns. I think those have to stay. But I do have real concerns about losing the original chimney and then
Right.
the new massing takes away from the fact that it's going to blend in really does not call out the original structure, I think, appropriately.
Okay, thank you. So discussion, Caroline, no, any more discussion on your part?
Well, I think there might be a way to get some sort of a second-story bump out, but it has to be reduced, maybe the roof line reduced
Yeah, agreed.
so that it looks secondary. And if you just drive around and look at the colonial revival
Right.
houses, there are many of them that have extensions that you can see it's reduced, the roof line is set in. And also, I think on that side facade where the chimney is being lost, we're also losing a little bump out of a gable. And I think that's diminishing the character of the house as well. So maybe that whole thing needs to be pushed in a little bit and maintain the little gable addition in some form.
So that would be the front addition.
This
Yeah, the
this
upper left
gable
corner.
here is
I guess.
being brought out.
Right.
Yeah. For the
Okay, I
structure.
just want to make
Yeah.
sure that's what you
Upper left
you
corner.
understand, that's what we're
Yes.
talking about. Okay.
I think I can accept that. Basically, the two and a half story addition become a 2-story addition. I think the result, the gable, because right now the gable on the left side is the mirror image, pretty much, of the right side. The idea when I extend that is really to simplify this massing, but I understand the board want to repaint. What they want to remain is the subordinate relationship. And with that, yes, I am willing
Yes,
to
because this
make
is
the 2.5,
a
yes.
historic home with historic features. So what
Yes.
we would strive to, you know, is to maintain the historic features, which are the
Understood.
oversized columns, which I think are just absolutely exquisite, and that massing that you create. You're totally changing the entire character of the house. It becomes more of it's the way it is now is very unique. Let's put it that way. That's Mr. Mixer. Any other?
No other discussion topics.
Okay, Mr. Rooney
No other,
and Mr.
No further comments.
So I think we're all in agreement about reworking that gable part to the. I'm saying to the south, right there.
Yes, basically, I can lower the roof instead of extending the 2.5 all the way to the south. I can basically reduce the height. So
Right.
the homeowner still can have the addition, but not with extended roof 2.5 story.
Right, and there is precedent to that, to Ms.
Yes,
Caroline's
I
point.
I can
Okay,
imagine.
yeah, and definitely maintain the columns.
Yes, okay, the
Yeah.
front column will stay.
And in
Right.
reworking that gable, if there's a way to maintain that chimney, I think that would be an important characteristic as well.
I think the chimney is the harder part, because once I lower this roof, yes, the gable can be worked out. But the chimney is really the functionality of the house.
But also, this gable on the side here, you've lost that. So if you can
Which
pull
gable?
up the 3D,
Okay.
so the lower left-hand corner,
Uh-huh.
that little bump out on the right side,
This,
yeah.
oh, I see, because we're building on top of that and the back of that.
So it needs to be
Yeah.
set back from that as well, so that's still legible.
I see. In that way, I think it's more like on the facade, if you want to keep. Actually, once we lower this, we will have 2 gable. The original we have, basically, we have a main gable and a smaller gable. Once we lower this, because I agreed to reduce this from 2.5 to 2. Once I reduce that, I will keep the same main gable and a smaller gable. I guess I'll become a main gable, a bigger gable and a medium gable. The smaller gable is not going to be there anymore because that become part of the addition. So we have the big one and the small one. Once I lower the addition to 2-story, I will have the big one existing and a middle one. So I still have the relationship of the big and the small, big and medium in this case.
So, but what we're recommending is maintaining the chimney. So I don't know, was that an argument against maintaining the chimney? I'm not quite sure.
No, that's not, that's separate from the chimney. But if you want to maintain the chimney, I think the hardship on our side is the interior layout of the house, but yeah.
Can the chimney be severed above the second floor, re-supported, and then visible still on the exterior, kind of just as it is today?
Oh, you mean?
We're not I don't think anyone's recommending that the chimney, or requiring that the chimney be maintained on the first and second floor, because that's inside the house and they don't care about that. It's what we
About
see.
the top?
Yeah, above.
I have done, we did, no, it's possible, but it's very costly. We have tried that in other township with that. It's basically, you are gonna have some steel structure inside the house to support a chunk of brick on the roof. Mm-hmm. One is, I think it's costly. The other one, I think it's probably not to do. Well, yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
Santa couldn't come down the chimney, right?
Yeah, that's right. If he has nowhere to go, I just go to, yeah. I would say that one.
So, okay.
If it has to, we can work around, but if the chimney, to maintain the chimney is
Yes, I
Yeah,
think that's,
okay.
I mean, because
Yeah.
that's one of the characteristics of this type of Dutch colonial, which is it's just a beautiful house. So I think, in my mind, the addition in the rear, the windows that, are those windows, I don't know, have you called out what kind of windows you're using?
I think the existing house looks like either Palo or Anderson, 6/1. For the new one, I actually trying to make them not exact the same. So I have a 2/2, and then basically more simplified, more modern with vertical siding.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a flat, one-story building. It's like a box next to a colonial. I don't try to make a flat colonial.
No, I think that's
Yeah.
a good, I think that's a
So
good
I-
point. And I
yes,
think
yeah,
it'll
make
get
it
a
a
lot, you'll
contrast,
get a
yeah.
lot more.
I give the homeowner opportunity to vary the texture and the elements.
Right, no,
between
no,
them.
I think that's a good choice. I think the addition in the back is fine.
Thank you.
So I think we're in agreement that definitely maintain the columns and work more about the chimney. I think once you deal with that right there, that perhaps you can,
Yeah, we can lower this, and we create a main gable and a small gable as in the existing. Yes, we can, if the chimney has to stay, I can make it stay.
Right.
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 So those are the things that were in Mr. Smollen's report,
Yeah.
we're agreeing with him that
Okay.
we can't design, that's not our purview, that's your, but
Yeah,
up to
yeah.
you, but
Yeah, we
these are
can
going to be, these are our suggestions.
Yeah, definitely good decisions made, yeah.
Will we be able to see it again?
No, when it goes to the, normally we don't. I mean, we could ask we're not, these are recommendations to the planning board.
Because it's only a National Register district, it's not our district.
Yeah, it's not a local district. But did you say this is on the state register, this,
Yeah. Yes, it is.
well, we can make that request.
The estate section, the whole area down there is on the state register?
I
Yes.
think it is, yeah. And you know what, I think in precedence, we have asked to view it again.
I think
Yeah.
it should.
Okay, so that, where are you? One of the conditions? No, that's okay. One of the conditions would be that we would like to see your revised plans before it goes to the planning board.
Okay, you accept submission or you need a hearing again?
Do you want to
Well,
design it?
So
We
that'll be after the board imposes a condition, right? Because the commission has advisory recommendations. The board can impose a condition that they show the final design to you. So they
Right.
wouldn't come back before the board hearing.
Okay.
So
Could we do design review?
we
committee?
could do design review before it goes to
Right.
the,
Design review committee? I think that would be.
so rather than
helpful.
come before the whole commission like you did tonight, it would come before the design review, which is 3 people, and then we can do it, we can even do it online. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
you don't have to, just to review the plans.
Understood.
Okay, and then, do you have this scheduled for a planning board?
It's for zoning board.
Zoning board, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
all right, so that's pretty straightforward then, correct?
All right, okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello. Okay, next up is another recommendation to the zoning board. This is application 2961, 112 Llewellyn Road. This is a front yard addition. And just bear with me a minute. Oh, wait, I have my, thank you. This is, oh, did we get a new
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's a
packet?
new,
Oh, I'm sorry.
document.
Is this a new this is a new packet?
So all the drawings are pulled from the original full set of drawings, but this is just more directed toward the HPC.
Oh, okay.
needs
Is there any
and
changes in your?
No changes from the full set of drawings. Any drawings pulled are directly from the full
Okay,
set.
here's another one. Oh. Okay, I seem to have lost my. Just a second. Okay. Okay, so this is, as I said before, application 2961, 112 Llewellyn Road. The property is located on the corner of Llewellyn Road and Clinton Avenue with 141 feet of frontage on Llewellyn Road and 193 feet of frontage on Clinton Road. The significance of the building is it is in the proposed estate area historic district, which is predominantly a turn of the 20th century suburban residential neighborhood that benefited from the urban prosperity of the nearby metropolitan region. The district's period of significance is between the years 1885 and 1945, which represents the neighborhood's greatest development, both in terms of quantity of properties developed as well as the quality of homes built. The applicant proposes improvements which include the demolition of the existing one-story portion of the home on the western elevation fronting Clinton Avenue. The one-story portion will be expanded slightly to contain a new kitchen. Adjacent to the kitchen to the south will be a new covered porch. And the applicant is requesting a variance from Montclair to allow a 35-foot side yard setback rather than the minimum 50-foot requirement for the residential, RO residential zone. So I will swear you in, and then please identify yourself, okay? So do you swear to tell the truth in relationship to this application? And what is your name? And
My name is Susan Firth. I am a project manager and assistant to Courtney Rombo, who's the licensed architect on the project on behalf of the homeowners, Shannon and Greg Hobbs.
Okay, good. And you have your, this is what you've just handed out to us, so this is what you're going to go over on the...
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
great. So why
And,
don't you start?
Our chairwoman, Bennett explained most of what's on the first page, but the estate area features large architecturally significant homes on landscaped lots, reflecting the development of the upper-class suburban enclave influenced by Llewellyn Park between 1885 and 1945. And the subject property was built in 1960 after that period, so it's therefore a non-contributing resource. Sorry. We're proposing to demolish the existing kitchen wing, circled here on the upper left, and build a new kitchen and covered porch addition that will extend only 4 feet 2 inches farther into the Clinton Ave front yard than the existing. The property is a 2.5-story colonial revival house located at the corner of Llewellyn Road and Clinton Avenue. The existing 1-story wing on the west side is a later addition already, with no notable architectural features, and does not contribute to the character or historical significance of the potential district. And then, as you can see here, there's a sketch of the massing of the addition. Here's a photo of the existing addition that would be demolished, and a rendering below here. And to the right is a photo of the front of the home. Here are several other examples right in the neighborhood. 101 Clinton Avenue is only a block up Clinton Avenue. 117 Llewellyn Avenue is right across the street, and 68 Melrose and 58 Melrose are a couple blocks up. They're just examples of 1-story rooms with low sloped roofs right nearby. The design goals for this addition are the proposed addition will extend approximately 4 feet 2 inches farther into the Clinton-facing front yard than the existing kitchen footprint does already. The covered porch is intentionally stepped back from the face of the kitchen addition to provide visual relief and reduce the perceived massing when viewed from the public way. Both the kitchen addition and the screen porch will be constructed with low-sloped hip roof, utilizing GAF Liberty rolled roofing in order to preserve the existing second-floor window above. And all exterior materials, including siding, windows, window grills, trim, gutters, downspouts, columns, will match the existing to ensure visual and architectural continuity. And here are just a couple of other views from Clinton Avenue of the demolished, or excuse me, proposing to be demolished addition on the left and the proposed addition on the other views. And the contractor is here as well. If you have any questions for him specifically, you can swear him in as well.
Okay, thank you. Does that conclude your testimony?
That concludes my testimony, yes.
Okay, so we'll open up to questions from the commissioners. We'll start with you, Caroline. Scott.
Just real quick, the zoning is, they're looking for a variance to allow 35-foot side yard setback. That's the setback from Clinton is the side yard.
Correct. The front yard setback would not change.
Right, and it's you're only adding 4 feet to it, so it's already within,
It's already dipping
within the
into the
50.
setback.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Correct.
Mr. Rooney?
Yeah. What do you say?
Okay, I guess that's no questions. Mr. Graham?
Okay. Just real quick, that's a new addition, that's a later addition that's being demolished, correct? You said?
Correct.
And we don't know what year that was added on at all?
I don't, but we can certainly look into that.
I don't know if it's necessary. I was just wondering, the feature of the window that's being demolished, I was just wondering if there is any historical significance to it, if it could be added on to the new addition. I don't know if that's something that the applicant would be interested in maintaining that particular characteristic.
Sure, we'll take that into account. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. That was my only question.
So my question is, you say that it's going to be the siding, windows, grills, downspouts, color will match the existing house. What is the siding of the existing house? Is it wood?
It is wood shingle, right? Yes. Yes, wood shingle.
Okay, and the windows that,
The new proposed windows, I know, are Anderson 400 series with grills to match simulated.
what about, do you address that in your report, the windows? About the grills?
Are the buttons on the exterior side, or is it just the simulated divided lights?
I'd have to ask. Do you know? Do you
If you're going to testify, I have to swear you in.
Is that okay?
Okay,
Sorry.
do you swear, you have to raise your hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in all letters in this application? And what is your name?
Oh, we'll need to
Yeah, that's why I can't hear you.
And then just press the push button.
This one?
Yeah, you're good.
Your name?
Dino Nalic.
Do you know Alex?
Nalic, N-A-L-I-C.
Okay, and my question was about the windows. If you could be more specific, the windows, and then we'll hear from our historic consultant about the, whether or not we,
Sure. So, the existing house is a mixture of Series 400 inserts, which is like 6/6 with simulated divider light. With, I believe 7/8 buttons, yeah. And we would match whatever's existing, yes. Even on our casement windows, we would still install grills, except that picture window in the middle.
so is that, the buttons, they're not grills, right? They're not grills that you just snap in?
No, they're fixed from outside and inside, and it's a simulated divider light. Yeah.
Okay, and the roof, is that a metal seamed roof?
No, that is a asphalt rolled roof.
What does that
Similar
mean?
to the other additions, the other projects that were shown. So it's almost like a flat roof, but sloped asphalt. It's not a shingle roof. It's,
Oh, it's sloped asphalt?
yes,
Like what you would use on a flat roof?
exactly.
Uh-huh. And they use that on slope roofs?
Yes, anything below 3 pitch.
Oh. But don't those need to be, they don't have the lifespan as, do they, as
can do
a shingle
membrane.
roof?
We can do a EPDM, which is a membrane roof, but it just,
Okay, only because I've had experience with membrane roofs,
Sure.
which haven't lasted very long, so, okay. Any other questions about materials? No? Okay, thank you very
no
much.
problem. Thank you.
So why don't we hear Mr. Small, unless there's any questions from anybody in the audience? No, okay, thank you.
Okay, so 112 Llewellyn Road, very different situation from the prior application. On page 2 of my report, you can see what this property looked like in 1927, essentially when
Not the house, the property.
the property. So that's how 112 Llewellyn looked, while the prior application at 84 Clinton was being finished, just to put us in the correct point in time. So that was unfortunately demolished, and this house that we're talking about here was offered up for sale initially in 1960. So that postdates the district's defined period of significance by 15 years. It's not a historic house. It has no historic character defining features. We are essentially reviewing this to ensure that an eyesore is not created in the middle of the potential historic district. And I don't think one is being created at all here. I think the concept of this side yard addition is sound. It's certainly visible from the street. It's modest in scale, though, however, and I think the submission of these precedent-esque projects in the neighborhood is helpful, and I think there's good precedent for doing this type of addition. The types of elements we're seeing in this addition, the hipped roof, the double hung windows, the siding, I think is all compatible and appropriate with the surrounding context. So I think overall this is as close to as appropriate an addition you can have on a non-contributing, non-historic house.
Thank you.
Yep.
So we'll open up for discussion amongst us. Mr. Graham?
Yeah, I'm generally supportive. I don't have any concerns about the project.
Mr. Rooney?
I don't have anything specific. I like the idea of adding on to a porch and changing the massing of that elevation. Looks fine.
Mr. Mixer?
Nothing for me, thank you.
No, it looks fine to me, too.
Yeah, and I'm supportive of the project as well. I think it'll certainly add outdoor living space on a really nice corner. So I think it's you're good to go.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and with that, is there anything else left to discuss amongst the commissioners? No? Well, with that, at 9:22, we have a motion to adjourn.
So
Motion
moved.
to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. We'll see you next meeting, February 19th.